I will never forget what I asked God that day as I began to drown. Save me so I can see my son again, and I will live my life for you. Now I spend my life with family and friends in the great outdoors, using my story to tell God's story. I'm Michael Harrell, and this is Surrender Outdoors. Surrender Outdoors is brought to you by Cravo Man Outdoors Deer Blinds, Automatic Gate Systems of Oklahoma, Big River Sales, 4031 Physical Therapy and Fitness, and Easy Works Multi-Services. Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode. This week, the episode is titled Grinding. There's a reason for that. I had lots of up and downs this season. And getting COVID a couple years ago, that's turned into pneumonia for me and being real susceptible to it. So I got pneumonia twice this deer season and had to miss a lot of hunting time. And on top of that, I lost my sweet mother. But we might talk a little bit more about that later, but let's get into the hunts. We appreciate you guys joining us. Well, as you guys saw a few weeks ago, I was able to take my target buck, my number one buck. We had a severe drought and that buck had shrunk in inches, but it didn't take away from the fact that he was 8 or 9 years old and I was able to harvest him with my Obsession bow on film. I'm really happy about that, but it's like Stacy talked in one of his episodes, finding 2 mature bucks in Oklahoma these days is getting really tough with all these small properties. All right, guys, it's a good morning because we found him. Lord blessed us with a recovery. I'm with Colton, Chief, and Jade, right? Yes, sir. And Colton took off work this morning. I called him last night and said, hey, I got an old deer down. I'm gonna need some help. My shot was marginal. He put Chief on him this morning and it's 170 yards?
175, yeah.
So you guys...
No blood.
Yeah, no blood at all. Another beautiful deer for the wall. I called this deer Old Man. I've been chasing him. This is year 3 and only seen him in the daylight one time. He went way downhill with the drought, but still just a big time accomplishment and blessing to fool an old bruiser like this. I appreciate you guys a lot for coming out and taking off work and just appreciate all you folks at home watching. And we're so blessed to have great partners and fans and still good people around that'll do stuff like this. So anyways, y'all have a blessed year, and I'll see you next time, maybe behind a bigger one. Maybe I'll make a better shot. So in between getting the flu and getting sick, I'm spending as much time in the woods as I can to try to find that other mature buck. Well, I'm hunting as hard as I can, and finally the mature bucks are starting to get on their feet.
Now's the time to get a great deal on taking care of your property. Like #1 selling Kubota compact tractors that can do it all and do it right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 84 months and save up to $1,200.
You can visit us online at TexumUtility.com.
Obsession, to preoccupy or fill the mind with something. That's the dictionary's version. This is mine.
Hello, Tex Homeland. Ken Lefevre's here with Tishomingo Chevrolet. I'd like to invite you to our dealership. If you're looking for a hometown family business you can trust, Tishomingo Chevrolet is exactly what you're looking for. We are a proud small town dealership, and we do what it takes.
Antler Edge is a powerful nutrient-rich deer attractant. The irresistible sweet roasted aroma is proven to attract big bucks from long range. Our revolutionary appetite stimulant keeps them coming back for more. Its highly palatable blend of roasted grains and other high-quality ingredients creates a habit-forming, irresistible cocktail for whitetail deer. You don't need a food plot to draw deer to your favorite spot. You just need Antler Edge.
Surrender Outdoors is brought to you by Crimson Talon Broadheads, Hillbilly Bubba's Barbecue, HHA Sports, Tish Lumber, and Westside Family Dentistry. So I'm spending as much time in the woods as I can. I'm just having to plan my hunts around the weather so that I don't get sick and so that I'm able to hunt. And I start finding these mature bucks, man, and I can't decide which one to go after. So finally I pick a spot, I find a perfect stand site, throw up a stand, and start hunting this big 8-point that I've gotten some pictures of and seeing quite a bit running through the woods, just working on trying to get him close enough to bow range. I grunted him from about 150 yards out all the way up to my stand, and I don't know what happened. I had the wind, I don't know if he smelled me or what, but he gets spooked. That sixth sense kicks in and he knows I'm there, so he starts to skirt me. I'm rushing, trying to get the camera on him and trying to get him stopped, and man, I just rush it and send it right over his back. I knew as soon as I hit the trigger on my release that I had done something wrong. It was all me. My obsession bow did its job, and man, he just ducked the arrow and I aimed too high, I guess.
Hey guys, it's Cannon here at RV Station. If you haven't noticed, RVing has blown up with 71 million folks planning to RV this year. Many will be first-time owners, hitting the road and making memories with their families. Well, you can start your journey with less hassles when you shop at one of 9 RV Station locations. We have the best prices in the country on the country's best brands, and we're the only dealership in the country with 5-star service before, during, and especially after the sale. RVStation.com.
Mobile Home Warehouse is your one-stop shop for a new manufactured home. With locations in Caddo, Ardmore, and Kiowa, we have plenty of inventory. We are sure that we will find you a home that you love. So remember, if you're looking for a beautiful new mobile home, it's gotta be Mobile Home Warehouse.
Land. Your land. Land you want to build on or enhance its current look. Problem is, you don't know where to start. Call Bushwhackers Land Clearing. They can trim trees around the house, clear the entire property, or build a new road or pond. So click Bushwhackers website before you do anything. Bushwhackerslandclearing.com. That's Bushwhackerslandclearing.com. Let Bushwhackers make that vision of your land a reality. Call 580-920-5039 today.
Hi, I'm Stuart Hoffman of Hoffman Sanitation. And if you're in need of sanitation service, I invite you to give us a try. At Hoffman Sanitation, we know you have choices. That's why we're dedicated to doing the job right. As a locally owned business, we know the importance of delivering dependable and outstanding service. Whether you need trash pickup, roll-offs, septic or aerobic pumping, or any other sanitation service, give us a call at 924-1781 or go to our website, hoffmansanitation.com, to see what we can do for you. Hoffman Sanitation, less pollution is the best solution.
Surrender Outdoors is brought to you by Southern Sportsman's Whitetail Foundation, Racing J Signs and Designs, Bryan Appraisal and Realty, Turf Roofing, and BM Surveying. Well, if my season couldn't get any worse, it does, man. My mom gets sick and I get hit with devastating news. You know, she's in the hospital and not doing well, so I spend the next couple of days with her by her bedside, and me and my brother and my aunt, we were all there when Mom took her last breath and went home to be with the good Lord. And so, you know, as hard as that was, I knew I had to get back in the woods, and Ryan's offered for me to come kill this 6-point, and we've put it off for a couple of weeks, and I decided, you know, I can't find any other deer, so I decided to take Ryan up on his offer. All right, guys, December 26th. Yesterday was Christmas. Had a blessed Christmas. I hope you guys did too. I just got set up in a stand, and I got to do this quick and be quiet. I've done had a buck walk in on me while I was setting up. My buddy Ryan's dropped me off in this spot. He's got a big 6 and another old 8-point who barely has any G3s that he wants shot. So I want to look at that deer. I mean, we're running out of time now. Deer starting to shed here in Oklahoma from stress of rut and overpopulation. So I can take 2 does too as a bonus. I've done killed my 4. But it's holiday antlerless rifle season, hence the orange cap. I have to wear it even though I'm hunting in city limits. The deer walked in right here, so I'm gonna get quiet. We got antler edge on the ground. As soon as they heard the buggy pull off, that deer was coming in. I just hope it's not one of the big ones. So anyways, got the session bow. Hopefully I run a crimson talon through one. Here we go, guys. And Ryan told me where the deer was coming from. That's one thing about Ryan, man. He runs his trail cams, he does his scouting, he does his homework. This deer come exactly from where he said he would come from and exactly the right time. I look at him and I've never killed a big 6-point. I've always wanted to shoot a big 6-point. A lot of people talk about that. And when I saw him, of course he had a broke leg too, I was like, man, I want a 6-point and I feel sorry for him. You know, I don't know if this deer is going to make it through the winter or not because he's looking pretty poor. And a couple of different times I get the obsession pulled back and, you know, get on him and he spooks. And so I'm just like, man, let's let him calm down and see what happens. So finally the deer calms down, he makes a circle, and as you can see, he walks back into the antler edge pile. Man, they love that stuff. They can't resist it. And he just makes his mistake. He turns broadside, pull the obsession back. I hit my knee with the cam. I mean, I'm sitting like this. I can't get my legs moved out of the way where he's at. And I'm not thinking about that. I'm focusing on the shot. And I let her go, let the crimson talon fly, and I feel the cam hit my knee, and it throws the shot low. I mean, the deer runs off and he's bleeding everywhere, and to me it looks like it's just tucked at the very bottom behind the crease in the shoulder, and I'm hoping I just nicked the lung or got part of the heart. Well, we give it an hour and Ryan gets there, and we start on the blood trail, and that crimson talon really opened this deer up. I mean, it's a red carpet for 100 yards. And we get about that far, and wouldn't you know it, we jump him up. So there's nothing left to do but back out. There's no reason to push this deer. People make that mistake and push them. It's just back out and go look for him the next day. Well, the next morning rolls around. It is getting extremely cold. A cold front had hit that day that I was hunting, and me sitting in the stand, like I said before, I'm real susceptible to pneumonia. I get sick again. I mean, deathly sick. Can't breathe, you know, coughing all night, running fever. So it's left up to Ryan to go look for him by himself. Well, Ryan goes and looks for the deer 3 or 4 days in a row, and we actually get some snow and ice, and he goes and looks in that, and he finds spotty blood from where we jumped him, but he just can't find him.
You're not just a homeowner, you're also a kitchen floor made for triple axles owner. Fortunately, you've got heating and cooling built and tested to keep going. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Welcome to Drawback Archery and Play On Sporting Goods in Durant, Oklahoma. Our passion is helping you get outdoors no matter what the sport is. We offer a wide range for disc golf, baseball, basketball, and many other sports. We can even provide you with custom hats or jerseys for your team or organization. Don't forget to stop by for a bow tune-up or even hunting accessories. And if you need some feed or attractant, we have it. Drawback Archery and Play On Sporting Goods, 50 West Live Oak, Durant, Oklahoma.
getting a mattress from Clifton's Comfort Company give you a better night's sleep? Does having a handlebar mustache make me a better fighter? Of course it does. Fight for a good night's sleep at Clifton's Comfort Company.
Surrender Outdoors is brought to you by Blackburn Plumbing, Taco Casa, Shamrock Bank, Lynch Lawn and Landscape, and Advantech Pest Services. Well, sometimes luck just isn't on your side, and there was no finding this buck. I never got to look, and of course we get through winter and spring starting to come on in March, so we're literally 3 months later, and I'm over to visit Ryan, and we're gonna go scout for a place to turkey hunt on a new property that we got. I just can't get it out of my head because there was something special I wanted to do with this buck. So I tell Ryan, hey man, can you take me to that property and take me to the last place you saw blood, if you remember where that's at, and let's just take one more look, man. Please, just take me over there. I want to look for him one more time. All right, guys, well, it is actually March 16th, and we have looked for this deer. Ryan has looked for this deer, and we just finally found him. This is the big 6-point I shot. Can you believe it, man? Crazy. Ryan's done found him. I hadn't got to see him yet, but we found his leg. When did I shoot this deer? Do you remember the date? No. We'd have to look back at text.
There's December.
Yeah, it was in December. There's his leg. Well, we head over that way, man, we get 80 yards behind the stand, and I look in this little field and I see bones. I throw up my binoculars and I'm like, man, that's deer bones right there. Let's go look. So we go over there and we find 2 deer legs and the spine. And I look at the pelvis and I tell Ryan, man, this is a mature buck, looking at the spine and the size of the pelvis. You know, this isn't a doe, it's not a little buck, it's a mature one. Well, with that being the only deer that we knew of that was shot in the area, we knew that there was a good chance that it might be him. So we just start making little grid searches, and I'm doing my circle and Ryan's doing his 40 to 60 yards out. And he hollers and says, I found him. And I'm holler back and I'm like, are you serious? And he's like, yes, man, this is him. I found him. He's trying to get to this water, wasn't he? Yep, that's him.
Oh, wow, he's cool.
Good gosh, look at the mass.
Down on the knee.
So, he has been dead for 3 months, almost, or about. I shot him in December. Like I said, we knew he wasn't huge, but we knew he was old, and he had a terrible limp. And I can actually see his teeth. I hit this deer low in the leg because I hit my knee with my cam, and I was using the cleaver broadhead, and you guys have already seen what that cleaver does. I didn't hit nothing vital. I put it through the front leg, so this is the deer's shoulder, this is the meaty part of the top part of his leg. I put it through that in the bone, and this deer bled for, would you say 300 yards, right?
Nah, four plus.
400. We followed solid blood for 150 yards and jumped him. And looking at the blood, you know, we didn't watch the footage. I knew I hit low, but I still thought I caught the heart, but it was still below that. But that cleaver going through the bone and through that muscle, it had to cut an artery or something, or it was just muscle bled out. I mean, he just finally bled out after a long, long time. But anyways, I am proud to get him. Now I got to find out what I got to do on recovery, on getting a tag, because I didn't feel my last buck tag. But anyways, I can show it to you folks, but hopefully they'll let me tag it, and I'll Euro mount him and have him on the wall. So he's got real good bases. He looked more massive from the stand though, didn't he? Man, I can't believe it. Well, man, I'm super excited to find this buck. I've got this big 6-point. I don't have the meat, I don't have the cape to mount him, but I told you guys I wanted to look for that buck for a special reason. I wanted to do something special with him, and I'm sorry, I knew I was gonna have a hard time getting through this, but I want to dedicate that buck to my sweet mother. Anyways, I'm thankful to the good Lord above for my mom and what she meant to me in my life, and I'm thankful to be able to find this buck and dedicate it to her name. So anyways, I'm gonna end it with hug your loved ones, tell them you love them, see them as much as you can, because we're not promised anything on this earth, but one thing we are promised: if we have faith and trust in Jesus Christ, we'll be with our Father in heaven, and I will see my mom one day again.
Closed caption for Surrender Outdoors is provided by Tishomingo Chevrolet. We do what it takes.